Hello?
Hello.
I'm back. They
right.
let me off.
Oh, cool. All right, good.
So we can move on to section 3.
Okay, section 3.
3. So, you know I didn't talk much in IRL.
Yeah?
This might be the segment where I don't shut the hell up because
here we
I've
go.
actually finally managed to find some time to actually play some games and watch some shows, which is what this segment is all about.
Hey.
So, let's see. I've been playing about 4 games, including FF16 on the streams. Maybe I should talk about that game once I've actually completed it, which is soon. So I might save opinions for that maybe next month's podcast.
Okay.
But I have booted up a certain game where if you played Elden Ring as a giant mech the size of like probably 6 Radons, give or take, the Elden Beast would probably shit itself in fear, especially if you're equipped with a power driver. I've been playing Armored Core 6 in my own time, and I can already hear the boos because this is a public podcast, and I do apologize, but it will be a game that I would like to cover in some aspect, but I don't want to elaborate too much on it.
Okay.
But I have been playing Armored Core 6 in my own time.
Oh,
and,
okay.
As you know, it's the game that we manifested. It's not my first video. We played the LP of Armored Core 2, as you know. You were there.
Yeah.
And you're welcome, everyone, by the way. We managed to manifest Armored Core 6 into this world.
Yeah.
And it's not to be compared to a Souls game. Fully.
No, not fully, yeah.
I believe this is the director behind, or the creative director, going back, someone could probably elaborate on this in the comments on who the guy is, but it's the same bloke who has done work, who is kind of a main from soft dude, who worked on Sekiro and Bloodborne.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay.
And, so Armored Core 6, it's a pretty fun game.
Yeah?
It's kind of a great game that doesn't really have a lot of flaws, and it's just kind of like great the whole way through. It's not like completely mind-blowing, but it is just a good, well-made, fun, and pretty atmospheric game as well.
Oh,
it's
nice.
definitely got that FromSoft touch where the atmosphere is amazing, and it's all like post-apocalyptic. Because the setting is you're a dude. You serve some guy called. So I'm not big on my Armored Core 6 lore. Plus, there's also one thing to note that I've been awake since 5 o'clock in the morning, so I might not be explaining these aspects of the game very well. But you got a handler called Walter. He's part of a cool ship thing company that I don't know. It's okay. So to elaborate, it's very vague on its story elements.
Okay.
Which is kind of Soulsy, right?
So yeah, that is Soulsy in a way.
It's not all the way through art descriptions, but there are characters in the game, named characters. And they're not vague, but things happen in the game that change the world a lot. So basically, you're in a mech. You're a dude. You work for a dude called Walter. You crash land on the planet Rubicon, which has its own set of lore. Like there was once a big giant apocalyptic event called the Fires of Ibis. Already sound familiar to you, right? Yeah. And there's a substance called.
They love it.
Even the tagline is let the fire never dies. So under the fire and flames as
they
what
just
have
love
you.
it.
Yeah.
They've got a flame fetish over there.
They love it. Yeah, fire and feet, fucking barefoot walking on coal. They love that shit.
Yeah.
And there's this substance called coral, which a bunch of companies are basically they're in a competition. It's a very important substance. And there's this rebellion group that's involved as well, who also live on Rubicon.
Okay. Yeah.
And you basically crash down on this planet, and you take the identity of a mercenary, a merc called Raven. Right. So it's not your real name, but obviously you're under the disguise of Raven. You and your handler are like, okay, so from now on you are Walter. Let's go get to work, and you'll get hired by a bunch of companies that will have you do work that may or may not go against certain factions that you've already worked for.
Oh, can you choose? Or is
no,
okay.
it's a set. So I have got as far. I'm halfway through chapter 3 so far for people who are listening right now, and so far I have worked for about 5 different companies. And some of this work for these companies involve going against the actual said companies that I've worked for before. Because you are a mercenary, and it's all about those who pay the most credits, right?
Oh, right, yeah, gotcha, yeah.
And a lot of them involve screwing over the resistance group. And
oh my god.
Which it makes me feel kind of bad. Yeah. But the theme of the game is like, it's good because there's a lot of nuance to it. Because in a lot of games you'd be like, oh yeah, you join the resistance group against these evil corpos. Yeah. But no, the corpos are hiring you specifically to screw over a lot of what the resistance front is fighting for to protect the core and shit.
So wait,
all these companies really want it. And a thing that a lot of the characters like to remind you of, it's like, you know, don't worry about the moral implications of how you're fucking over these poor people. It's just a job. Do it for the credits. Don't think about it.
Oh my god.
Because
basically.
Yeah, so the main character is called 621.
Okay,
and he's an augment. So from what I've surmised about his background so far is that he's an augmented human.
Interesting.
And he's kind of got no choice but to answer to handle water. And some characters pop up and they're like, oh, I know Walter. He's kind of a bit of I feel sorry for you for working under him. And you're like, oh. So obviously he's a bit shady. There's things he's not telling you about. Yeah. You do jobs for him. And for the most part, he seems like a pretty cool dude. He's quite courteous and respectful to you as a pilot. But you know that he's getting at some shady business in the background, and he's had history of a lot of people on Rubicon too. So there's a lot of intrigue and a lot of mystery.
I like that.
There's a lot of wondering as to why people are doing this. There's this dude called Rusty who's part of this company group, and he's the fucking coolest guy ever. And you do some missions for him too, and he's like, "Hey buddy, how's it going?" I was like, "Yeah, this is a cool mercenary guy." And there's a voice inside the character's head too, who no one else can hear.
Oh, okay,
and she's one of the citizens of Rubicon in the past, and she knows about the apocalypse beforehand.
This does sound very lore heavy.
Yeah, it's very lore heavy. It's interesting though. It's intriguing. It's on the level of intriguing story building where not a lot. They kind of trickle in very minimal information to you, and it's like,
what they're giving you is interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting, and I am very intrigued on where it's gonna go next. And I don't confirm me on this, but apparently New Game Pluses are warranted because that's how you get different endings from playing the game multiple times. Okay. And from what I've played so far, I can see why they've gone with that approach, because this isn't an open world / corridor gauntlet. Like a Souls game, it's mission based.
Yeah, okay.
And when it's mission based, it comes with a whole different dynamic of gameplay where you can replay missions to get certain grades. You can get paid for certain missions if you find certain bosses and kill them. You can get these things that upgrade your rank, and you get access to more parts. With all this money and all these licenses that you get and all these parts that you get, oh my god, it definitely traps you in the menu for a long time, and for the right reasons. Because so your AC, your armored core, comprises of your left hand, your right hand, and your shoulder weapons, as well as arms and legs, a torso, and a head as well. As well as boosters, generators, which sounds really complicated at first, but the game does a good job at sort of telling you what does what. Do you remember the menu where you pause the game in Dark Souls? Yeah. And if you can press the help button. Yeah. And you highlight certain stats, and it tells you exactly what those stats do. It does that as well.
Oh, that's good.
And the cool thing about it is that it's got an amazing tutorial. And it's also got a really good training mode, where basically the training mode, or I think there's AC test where you can put your AC that you've customized into a simulation to test out its parts and stuff and see if you like it or not, see if the build you like is cool or not.
Okay.
And there's an amazing training mode which basically you unlock as you go through the game. So as you get better in the main game, the game's like, okay, now you've got access to this training section which teaches you about reloading manually. or what it's like to pilot a tetrapod mech or a tank mech, which all control differently and are part of different builds if you so wish. And it's cool because it puts you in a build and it's like, it gives you an automatic feel. It's like a test run.
Okay.
So you think, I want a lightweight build that wants to jump without losing energy and fly about and do more airborne stuff. Well, FromSoft opens the door to the training room, which is labeled with Jumping AC Simulator. And it's like, well, here you go. If you want to feel what it's like, then go have a look. We'll tell you the benefits of it as well as the cons of it. And you can have a go with it.
So very player friendly then, like very beginner.
It's very extensive, and
would you say this is like
short as well?
Would you say this is a good starting point for people who've never played an Armored Core game?
Absolutely, yeah. Okay. Because I'm not playing a lot of Armored Core 2. And this is technically my proper first rodeo with an Armored Core game.
Yeah.
And it's popular as well because FromSoft are now, well, they used to be the guys who used to play like these, they made these weird niche they
made loads of hard weird niche games.
Yeah, but now they're like a massive pillar of the gaming industry.
Yeah.
So this game has got a lot of attention from the mainstream audiences, myself included.
Yeah.
And no, it's really player friendly actually, and the missions are very short and sweet.
Oh, that's good.
And
jump in, jump out sort of thing.
It ties in well to how the story mode goes as well, and the pacing's really cool as well because you've got your main mission stories, you got your replay challenges. You know, there's this one chapter where you fight this guy who's voiced by Johnny Young Bosch, and he's just an AC.
Oh my god!
And it's just basically like your mech versus his mech because you've got normal enemies.
Johnny Young Bosch.
And then you've got other Armored Cores, which is basically your version of like Final Fantasy Tarnished in Elden Ring, right?
Yeah.
Like they're you with a certain build.
Yeah.
And he's the perfect training dummy to test your new parts on. I've not checked it because spoilers, but it might be a meme on the fandom because I have killed this guy so many times testing out different parts that I've bought in the shop just to see if it works or not.
Oh man.
And I kind of feel sorry for him as well because he's a trainee for the rebellion.
Oh no.
And you keep on wrecking his shit, and he's like, I just wanted to make a name for myself. He's blowing him up constantly. So
man,
he's my training dummy because you get money from killing him as well. There's never not a benefit from going to revisiting that chapter.
There's never not. Oh man, that's okay.
It's definitely one of those games that is it's simple to pick up and it's got a deep system. It's very fun. When you get your actual build and you've got great parts that work for certain parts of a mission, it's a massive power fantasy.
Because
you're the mech. You're a mech the size of like 50 cars.
Yeah.
You're a massive kaiju mech, but you are schmoving. It's like, the way I've done it is like, okay, so imagine, do you know what? Yeah. Imagine the modern Sonic the Hedgehog games. Imagine Sonic the Frontiers.
Yeah.
But Sonic's a mech.
Okay.
And everything around Sonic, and Sonic's like a massive kaiju, but he's running at the same speed.
Wow, okay, so it's very speedy then.
Yeah. And obviously they've done the thing where, to help with the video game size and stuff, they've obviously made the mech like the size of like an actual human player character.
Yeah, of course.
But the environment is like massive cities that you can traverse in less than a minute and stuff like that because you're a big mech dude.
Yeah.
And it really helps with the sense of scale because I did this one mission where you have got to topple a big mining platform and it's fucking humongous, and I actually audibly went wow when I toppled it and it crumbled in the desert. It was like, the spectacle is kind of nuts. The music's really cool too. It's got really good production value. And from what I've heard, it's quite a short, it's not like a long, lengthy game either. It's kind of like a game that you can maybe beat in like a weekend if you play like a couple of hours every day.
Yeah.
Which is really cool and kind of refreshing as well because the market has been, I don't want to say oversaturated, but there's been a lot of open world games, and it's nice to play a game that is
not open world.
Missions that last for a max of 20 minutes to half an hour.
Oh, that's not bad.
If you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And it's got great replayability because again, there's just so much customization with your mechs. So for example, you've got the bipedal mechs, which are just like your normal average mechs. They're balanced. They just fly, they move about, they're normal, they're like the Marios of the mechs. You've got the jumpy mechs, which basically do more emphasis on jumping real high like a big giant metal grasshopper, and you can fly for a bit longer.
Nice.
You've got tetrapod mechs, which walk on 4 legs, but they can hover. And another thing with them is that they avoid recoil too. So if you equip a grenade launcher to it, you can hover while firing it, and like if you were to fire it with a bipedal mech, you would get massive recoil and be open to loads of weapon enemy fire. And lastly, they are the tank mechs, which are supposed to be focused solely on the ground, but they're for heavy builds. So when you get a tank a tank mech, a tank AC, you just slap as much heavy shit on as you possibly can. I've got in mind dual Gatling guns and 2 missile launchers, and I've just been killing everything. It's great. But another cool thing about this game, which is very FromSoft, is that it's difficult if you don't play it right. You can get fucked up. There have been a bunch of journalists getting filtered by the first mission, and it's hilarious.
Oh man.
Like they played the first chapter and reviewed it because they can't get past it, and it's pretty hilarious to see it. It's great because it also respects the player in the case that if you've got a really shit build, you're gonna get flattened.
So
if
your
you've got
build
a really
is
good
like
build, it's all about what parts. Very important, because you've got bosses that have specific weaknesses that other ACs will benefit a lot more. So for example, I fought this one boss in chapter 2 where it's a massive cleaner mech, and its weak point is on the top. It's like a big boiling pot that shoots magma out of it. And if you're a tank AC, you're gonna have problems because you're ground based and the cleaner will slap the shit out of you. However, if you're a tetrapod, you can just hover above it and it can't hit you, and you're nailing at its weak point and you melt it in mere minutes.
Oh, nice.
So it's that kind of thing where obviously you can get a bit of handiwork done. You know what? It's like you will see better results from certain AC builds, but you can make any weapon work in this game, which I like a lot. So the way I've done it is
that
the way I've done it is that go on, you can ask a question.
You know, like all these equipment parts that you put on the mech and stuff, does it have like a weight limit system, or is it like anything can go on? Oh, it does.
In fact, there are 2 limits. You got a weight limit and energy limit.
Oh, okay.
So for example,
that's how they balance it then.
So if you like your laser cannons and your boosters that recharge really quickly, it's going to cost a lot of energy.
I see.
That's how they balance it.
That's how they balance it,
You can mitigate by buying certain generators and equipping different legs.
So it definitely is all about your build.
Legs are the most important part, I found. Legs are what changes the dynamic, the core gameplay focus of your mech, which is what I was talking about before: bipedal, tetrapod, tank. And then with the body and arms, you can make it light or make it heavy, and put any weapon that you want on with the left hand or the right hand or the shoulders and whatnot. And another thing that it's got, which is kind of similar to Souls, is that it's got Estus. It's got mech Estus. So you go into a mission with 3 heals, and when you pop a heal, you've got 2 left, and it heals a certain amount.
Right. So there are
there's a lot to it.
Baseline similarities then, but in general, you wouldn't say don't compare it to like Souls, basically.
It's not a Souls game, but it's got tiny Souls elements. If you're a Souls veteran, you'll definitely notice it.
And
it's hard not to make the comparisons because it's a FromSoft game and people from FromSoft have worked on the game. But no, it's a different part. It's a different kind of gameplay, and I'm digging it a lot so far. It's the epitome of it's not too deep, but there's a deep system there if you really invest your time into it. Or you can happily just go from one mission to the next mission to the next mission until you hit a roadblock from a really hard boss, and you got to change up your parts. And I don't know, maybe you replay a mission, get a better grade, get more money for it, invest in a part you really want, go back into it, and then you can fight the dude who has a shield all the time with a new pulse rifle, which is all about deleting shields, and then you absolutely steamroll the boss.
Nice.
And it's cool to see how much of a difference different ACs have compared to other ones in certain situations. And it's very player friendly as well.
So yeah, because definitely if you die point for people. Yeah.
If you die, you go to a checkpoint and it gives you the option to so you didn't do so hot that round. Do you want to change your parts around for this situation that you were very ill-equipped for? And it's like, yeah, I will put on a Gatling gun instead of just a little pea shooter rifle.
So you can swap mid-mission. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright,
what it also does, cool. If you don't die, is that in some lengthy missions, it also dumps supply points too. So in supply points, you get your heals back, and you can recustomize your mech too if you know like a big boss is coming. And yeah, no, it's never felt like every time I've died, I've never felt like I died to bullshit.
Yeah,
it's like I wasn't equipped for the job.
Okay,
so let me swap my arms
and good game well
let me swap my arms and put me back in and I'll do better. That sort of thing. It's been good so far. It's been alright.
That's definitely the sign of a good game well built. Like
I won't talk about it too much longer because I've been talking about it for a long time.
Yeah, well you must really like it then. It seems.
No, it's fun. I've been enjoying it a lot. It's been a good time.
Nice.
Another game I've been playing. I've been playing a bit of Vampire Survivors on the Switch.
Do you know what's really funny about this one? I've actually so Vampire Survivors actually was playing it while Alex was here as well. So,
you've been playing it too?
Yeah.
Well, I've been playing it with a friend too. Yeah, a bit of co-op. What do you think of it?
I didn't play it with co-op. We just played single player, but it was. I really enjoy Vampire Survivors. Actually, it's very addictive.
Speaking of beginner friendly, Vampire Survivors is probably the most beginner friendly game ever because all you do is walk.
Yeah, but there's so much to it. No.
It's just that you have to really squint sometimes when you reach the 10-minute mark, because holy shit, there's so much going on the screen.
So, for people who don't know, Vampire Survivors is I'm gonna say, okay, it's a rogue. It's a mini roguelite because
not Toho.
No, it's not like Toho.
You're the Toho boss.
Yeah, basically. You go around, you get like every single second you level up, like you pick up points from the enemies and you just level up something, and then you get more and more, and it keeps building. The enemies keep coming, and like you have the goal of the game is to survive for like 30 minutes, I believe, and then the final.
It's 15, I think.
Oh, it's 30 actually.
But you can go. I think it's. You can go. How long is your record for surviving, Ben?
30.
A run. Have you survived to 31?
No.
I have.
Oh my god.
So you know when Red Death appears and he one-shots you and you're like, oh yeah, that's the end of the run. No, you can survive for longer. If you have the right build and the right weapon.
Okay.
Because what it is that you pick a character and they start with a default weapon. And it's so it's Castlevania themed. It's got a Castlevania makeup. So you can start with the obvious Belmont dude who has a whip. But the weapon comes out automatically. You don't press a button to shoot or attack. All you do is walk. And the weapons do their thing automatically. And in single player, you can have up to 6 weapons. But you get the weapons by leveling up. Or by walking around the map and finding them. And with each level up, you get to choose what weapon you go. So you're level 1, you get to level 2. You get an option between either a weapon or a passive that can help you out. So you could, like, if you've got like a whip, you might want to get a Bible shield, or you might want to start throwing axes and what have you. Or when you start getting axes, you might want a passive that might multiply the amount of axes that you can throw. Or get heals or a regen.
Or the speed you can throw them. Like, there's loads to it. Like, it's all
the enemies
about
come at you as a horde. And it gets more and more insane as time goes on.
It's a very fun game, though. I don't know what it's like. Crack.
It's
honestly
so simple.
Addictive.
It is like crack because you think, let me go. Let me have one more run, then because you unlock stuff as well. The gameplay loop is really good. You unlock more characters. You get access to more different weapons as well with those characters as well.
There's
more
maps.
levels.
There's maps.
And the music's really cool as well. And it's really addictive. As soon as you even step foot in that collection screen, you're like, okay, I'm going to try and give that a go. And you spend 30 minutes doing the thing. And there are also permanent upgrades as well that make your runs easier on subsequent playthroughs. And I had one run. Me and the friend who did co-op, we had one build where I had so I was a close range builder.
Yeah.
I had whips, I had Bibles, I think I had Gardicon as well.
Yeah.
And my friend was just long range the entire time.
Oh,
but she also had a pentagram. You hear the pentagram yet?
Oh yeah, that thing that wipes out the map.
Yeah.
Like literally just, you get it.
Have you fully upgraded it yet?
No.
So if you fully upgrade it, that shit goes off like every 30 seconds.
Oh, that's funny.
And it also has a chance to not delete all the XP that you get on the screen as well.
Yeah.
So, and I'm with my close range build, and we just stayed still. Like, my friend just stayed close to me, and the pentagram was popping off non-fucking stop.
Oh, man.
And we absolutely blitzed the level, and it was so satisfying.
Oh, wow.
Because it is a roguelike, a horde action game. I think that's the name of the genre for it,
I don't actually know the name of... Yeah, I guess that is the name of the genre. I don't actually know, because it's kind of...
It's great, though. I don't know what it is about it, because...
It's such a fun game.
You're constantly unlocking things. I think that's what it is. You're constantly getting rewarded for every run that you do, and it's like, yeah. Like,
it's like a weird dopamine effect, because every
run
single time
you
you get a level up, you're like, oh yeah, and then it's like...
I know.
It's so satisfying. And then you just watch all your armor watch yourself get more and more powerful, and it's like, oh my god, it's so addictive.
And then you get the lucky 5-star chest, and the music you're like, yeah, I'll get like 5 rewards in a row, and the run is basically over,
Yeah, it's like dopamine effects, and there's relics to find in each stage as well, like there's
characters too, and coffins that you unlock.
Yeah, there's loads of different, there's loads of secrets, and It's really cool, like that. And do you know what? The game's really cheap on Switch. I think it's like only like £2.
It was on a sale. I got it for sale when I got it for £3.
Yeah, it's super cheap. It's like $5 in gen. Like, I think it's
kind
definitely
of
worth
how
it.
cheap it is.
Honestly, it's definitely worth it. It's such a fun game.
It's so addictive. The more I talk about it, the more I just want to jump on.
I'm probably gonna play some maybe later tonight in bed or something. I don't know.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's the thing. Because it's on Switch too. With that easy access, we're doomed.
Yeah, I know.
We're absolutely doomed.
And it's also on mobile phone as well, if people want to play that on there.
It's on mobile too?
Yeah.
Don't say that. That's not going to distract me during work.
Yeah, it is on mobile phone, so that game's really fun. Joe, I have a game I've been playing.
Oh yeah, what you got?
I've been playing a game that's free for people who have Nintendo Switch Online. I have been playing F-Zero 99.
I saw you talk about it on the Discord.
It's so fun. I'm not a massive F-Zero person. Like, I had F-Zero GX on the GameCube, and that's like as far as my F-Zero knowledge goes, and I wasn't very good at it. I could never like beat it because the game was so hard. I don't even think I ever came first half the time.
Yeah, it was really unforgiving from what I've heard.
Yeah, F-Zero GX was so hard, but it was a fun game. It was just really hard. But F-Zero 99, right, is such a fun game. Like, I think this is the most fun I've had in a multiplayer game in years.
Everyone's been saying it's really good.
So good. Honestly, you should download it after this because it is so fun. Like, I was just playing it by, I was just playing by myself. I'm playing random. You play with randoms, right? And the chaos that... So the idea of it is like, it's a racing game, standard. But the way it works is there's 99 people. You all start out on this huge... like runway. It's massive to fit 99 in, and then like it gets smaller and smaller, and eventually you go onto the track, and then you start the race. And like the way it works is you have like a spin move that you can like knock racers out with like spinning into them and stuff.
That sounds like chaos with 99 people.
It's so fun. You don't instantly die. Obviously you have like your health meter is your boost meter, which is the thing that F-Zero is known for. Like, your health is your boost. So if you use your boost, you're actually using your health as well, and you get it back at the start. Like, so you're managing. High risk. Yeah, it's like you get it back at the what's it called, the pit stop that you drive over, and then you get a bit of health back. But you kind of have to like manage your health and like boost. But the fact that there's 99 people, and the new thing that makes this game so fun, even when you're like really far behind, like, you know, like Mario Kart has that kind of pulley system where like if you're really far behind you can catch up. Well, this F-Zero 99 does something kind of clever, where if you're like in the back of the pack, and because there's like collisions, when there's a collision you pick up these thing called sparks, and when you pick these up, these fill up your like spark meter, and this meter, once you have access to it, it allows you to jump up onto like another layer of the map, and like kind of for a short while you can kind of like cruise by all the obstacles and stuff. So like you kind of rewarded for collecting these spark meters, and there's like these obstacles that if you bump into give you like more sparks, and then like you kind of like, that's how they keep the like kind of keep it balanced, because like there's otherwise there's no way to really catch up, so they keep it balanced that way. But oh my god, man, this game's so addictive, and you get like it's just like I want another go, and trying to come first.
Another addictive Switch game.
Yeah, no, and trying to come first in this is so fun. It is so nail biting, like it's just so, and it's I don't know, it's like dopamine effect again. It's so addictive that you just like the adrenaline you get from this game is so good.
Nintendo became more addictive than crack.
No, the adrenaline you get from it is so fun, and like the way I like the way it works, because you can have like your standard 99 race, but every like 15 minutes there's like event races, there's Grand Prix, there's mini Grand Prix, and
because Ben, sorry to stop you there. Sorry, it's I hate to break it to you, but it's pronounced Grand Prix.
Oh yeah, sorry, was I saying it wrong? Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, there might be a few Grand Prix mixed in with 99 people.
Oh yeah.
Not everyone's gonna be nice.
Oh, sorry, I was saying it wrong. Sorry, but yeah. So like you have like those those Mario Kart kind of thing, and when you pick your you get to choose every time. You get to choose like between a different course, but people keep picking like. Sometimes it annoys me that people pick like the same track. Like if Big Blue's on there, it's guaranteed to be picked.
Oh, like, is it like Mario Kart 8
where you
tracks
get to
on
vote.
rotation,
yeah,
and you vote for that track?
Yeah. But it is so good. The Grand Prix thing is where you have like 5 consecutive races. However, the fun thing about the way it works with the Grand Prix is because there's 99 people, right? And I see the battle royale element of this. If you go out of a race, you do not get to progress onto the next one. That's it, you're out. Like,
that's the end of the Grand Prix.
Yeah, because eventually, as you go through, people get whittled down, and it's like, now there's only 60 of you. Now there's only 40 of you. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
is it 4 races in a row like Mario Kart?
Yeah, it's 5, yeah.
Oh, it's 5?
Yeah,
okay.
I think it's 5. It's 5. The mini ones are 3, and I think it's 5 for the main.
Oh, you can choose different sizes.
Yeah. It works on a rotation. So basically, after like 15 minutes, like they'll have like a mini one, and then like in another 15 minutes, they'll have like a main one. Like it's on rotation, but you can always play the single races. You can always play single races. But the event stuff is locked behind like time for some reason. But still, it's really good. Like the game is so fun. You unlock like different parts for your cars. Like not like they're just like decorations and stuff. Different colors.
Oh, okay.
Different. Like there's That's different cool. Like profile banners you get. Different like little things that you can attach to your car. Like your. Yeah. So it's good. Like it's a good loop. You level up. You can. The really fun thing. The thing I do love that the game does that is really cool is you have a rival system where you when you play a race, it gives you 4 random rivals, and it's like these are your rivals. If you beat these guys, you'll go up more on the bar, like because there's a ranking system.
Okay, so you go higher if you beat the specific rivals.
Yeah.
So Nintendo marks someone else's card for you.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like you just go
an interesting
right. Yeah, it's
mechanic.
good because you can see them on the map and you're like, oh my god, that's right. Like you get really like, yeah. So it's good. It's really good though.
That angry, violent racer vibes which you would get from like dangerous driving.
This game encourages you to be mean.
Yeah, that's cool. Fuck over specific people, so you can get more money.
It's like that person in specific, you know, like why am I getting touched? Because you're that person's
Yeah, that's
rival.
cool. That's very in-universe as well, because F-Zero is all about bounty hunters racing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That's cool.
Yeah, it's a really cool thing. Yeah, man, download the game off because honestly, it's so fun. I'm considering doing a stream of it. Because I want to play. I want to play more.
Get some viewers play with you.
Yeah. I mean, well, I won't know if the viewers will be able to. I'm not sure if you can do that or not.
Can you make rooms on it?
I'm not sure if you can or not. I'd have to look into that. I haven't actually looked.
How does it run online?
Amazing! Oh my god, no lag whatsoever. I mean,
nice.
I haven't noticed a single lag. I've played loads of matches. I played like quite a few matches. I haven't noticed any drops in frames or anything. I haven't noticed any lag. I don't know what technique they're using, but there is not a single... The game runs buttery smooth, and I don't know how they've done it.
It's not the graphics playing tricks in your brain, it's actually like...
No, it runs perfectly.
It just runs great.
It just runs really well.
That's great.
Yeah.
I'm glad they've not just thrown it out there. They've actually put a lot of effort into it. And
honestly,
because people were skeptical after the direct, but I'm glad to hear that's actually a fun game.
So good. I'm surprised it's free, to be honest. Like, I think this is like the best free game Nintendo's ever put out.
Damn.
Yeah. It's really,
that's awesome, man.
Yeah. Future for F-Zero. I honestly would love, mate, the potential that this is given for F-Zero. I feel like this is a really good direction for F-Zero to go in. I would love if they did this on like a proper like massive scale. This is definitely a way forward for F-Zero if they want to go this route.
It's an interesting business plan to see, like, whether you want to reprise a franchise or not. Like, just release an old version of the game, but give it like a free spin. Like, don't make people pay for it and see how many people stick to it and play it. And then they're like, oh, lots of people are playing and enjoying this game. People want to buy it. People want to pay money. We should probably bring the franchise back in a new and cool way if people are willing to pay money for it and play the game.
See, the thing is, like, I know it's like the old
genius business plan.
Yeah, it is really clever.
I don't know how much it was sustained, like a thing or like a scheme or what have you, but it's. Yeah, but Nintendo can do it because they're massive. So no, it's interesting.
I don't know how like because it's not just like an old it's old tracks or whatever, but they've really done a good job with. I really like the graphics because they they look really good in HD, like really good. Like it's not like on like the Super Nintendo. I don't know, like it just looks really clean. It's a really nice art style. It is retro, but it works. It really works. It's a really fun game, man, honestly.
That's cool, dude.
Yeah.
Nice one.
So that was
cool.
That was a game I've been playing.
Nice one. You've already watched this, but don't you just hate it when you have to render a video during summertime? I always find that they're a lot slower during summertime rendering.
You're watching? Oh, okay, yeah.
I started the series, yeah. So a lot of people in the Discord suggested to me and said, watch this after you're done with. Well, actually, I'm not really done with anything. I've been watching Jujutsu and Bleach. I've been keeping up with those two.
Okay,
But in my own time, when those episodes aren't out, I've been watching summertime rendering. I finished episode 7. So I had a really bad first impression of this series because the first thing that happens is that the dude's face gets shoved in boobs and it's a panty shop.
I don't like the fan
So my first thought was, oh no, it's one of these animes.
But I don't like the fan servicey stuff in it.
It's honestly quite tame, and it's not like super lewd. It's not. I find it more dumb and a little bit. It's not like excessive.
No, it's
to
not.
the point
it's
where
not.
it's taking me out of it. It's just like, oh, ha ha. Like, they show like a little, like, they do some. It's, I don't know. It's hard to kind of explain it, but it's not taking me out of it. It's like the fan service is like the thing that is. It's not. I'm defined by that at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
It's kind of just like a little bit of like a little flavouring on the big fat
I don't
cake
like it when it like
that is the insane mystery and intrigue of the story so far, because I've been enjoying it so far.
Yeah, it's got such a good mystery. Honestly, it's a good plot.
The first episode
it's a really
didn't
good
grip
plot.
me completely.
No, but it gets better
after episode, I think 5, after the summer festival. That's when I was like, okay, I actually really want to know what happens next.
Yeah, it's a really good plot. It's really, it's got a really cool story. I love it. The world.
A lot of people say a lot of people might hate this comparison, but I've been told by certain people that it's like a show called ReZero, but without the isekai format. Because it's based in the real world.
And
it's got sort of like Ghibli vibes, you know, where they've got like ancient Japanese shrines and supernatural horrors are coming to terrorize an island, and it's like, I kind of like the vibe of it.
It is, it is very cool, honestly. I really did enjoy it. It was a really fun watch.
It's a really nice art style too.
I won't tell you anything because I don't want to spoil it for you. It's one of those shows where go in blind. Like that.
Yeah, I'm thankful that you're not spoiling it for me. Thank you.
Yeah, it's just
like most shows. I appreciate that.
Yeah, but it's like one of those shows where you have to go in, like, don't research it, just go in blind and just watch it. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah. It's a good one. It came out of nowhere for me as well. Actually, one of the people in the Discord suggested it to me as well, and I was like, oh, I'll check it out. And yeah, it was really, really good. Yeah. Yeah,
I like it because each episode so far, you learn a new thing.
You do.
Whether it's about a certain character who is involved in the events, or the shadows, which are the evil creatures that are the antagonists of the show.
Yeah.
Like you learn a new thing about what makes them tick, and then it usually ends on a cliffhanger as well, which is kind of sweet.
Yeah.
And they're all well done too, because it does a really good job at making you want to know what happens next.
Yeah.
So like, there's one point where like he goes back again.
Yeah.
And but then you learn that he's not just gone back, he's gone a little bit later back.
Yeah. And then there's like more to it. Yeah.
If this isn't just a get out of jail free card, there's actually like a price to it, and
there are good.
It's
really I will say it's very thought out on its. I don't want to say mechanic, but it's lore. Its lore very well thought out. So I couldn't really be like, hang on, there's no loopholes here. So it was like, oh, that's quite cool.
Yeah, it's got good suspense so far. I like the art style a lot. I could not find this anime for the life of me until I looked on Disney Plus.
It's on Disney Plus?
Apparently, it was the only place to actually watch it on Disney Plus, what people were telling me.
Yeah.
Until people obviously uploaded it on other websites and stuff. But Disney Plus, I think, was the first place that it actually was streaming from, funny enough.
Yeah.
What people have told me. But it's got good intrigue. It's got good setting, great atmosphere. I want to watch an episode tonight. Hizuru, best girl. Yeah. Going good so far.
Yeah,
I'm liking it.
It's good. It's really good. The action's so good in that show as well. Like, I really like the action set pieces.
It's pretty. It's got great storyboarding. It's got really nice animations. And
it's a fun show. Yeah.
Yeah,
can't really
I love it's pretty as well. I love all the shots of it.
Yeah, I know.
I kind of regret not watching it on on Disney Plus. Sadly, I don't get the best quality of the tier that I pay for it.
Oh, right, yeah.
This anime is making me want to actually go up a tier in my subscription.
Though. Yeah.
I know, that's the thing.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh man, I really wish I could watch this in better quality.
Yeah.
I mean, if there is a website where I can totally watch it legally in better quality, then I don't mind if you
Okay. I'll see if I can. I don't know if it still hosts it or not, but I can see if it still does.
Good watch so far.
Yeah, good watch. Okay, so is that everything, or are you...
That's most of my side, yeah.
Okay. Right, I think that, I mean, I don't really have anything else on that I've been playing. Oh, I mean,
your IRL segment was big enough, right?
Yeah, I mean, there is one thing, but we don't have to talk about it because you're further ahead in it than I am, and I've only just started it. So I'll save it till next time. No, I'll save it till next time. It's the game you gifted me.
Yeah, I thought so. I was saving that as well for next stream because I can't talk to it enough about all the stuff that I've done. We're good.
Okay. Alright, that is the end of what we've been up to, what we've been playing.
It's going to be fun making new icons for these segments.
Oh, no, we're going to have to think of something.
The cogs are already ticking though, I've got some ideas.
Alright, so that's the end of part 3. We'll see you back in part 4.